This news update is brought to you by
Grab somebody and tell them hello. Your happiness will be connect to flow. Smile and cheer because that is we flow. Grab somebody and tell them hello. With your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow, yeah. Grab somebody and tell them this is how we flow.
It's Wednesday, November the 11th, 2015, and this is your Barbados Today morning news update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. We begin with news that the fourth young woman who died in the October 25th car crash on 2 Mile Hill, St. Michael, will be laid to rest tomorrow at the St. Barnabas Anglican Church Cemetery. Kerry Brathwaite's funeral follows the funeral yesterday of the other three who perished: Shamika Shepherd, and Waveney Johnson. Senior pastor of Restoration Ministries, Reverend Dr. David Durant, told mourners that Barbados was in danger of raising a generation who did not know God. Reverend Durant said it was time for change. Attorney General Adriel Brathwaite and Minister of Transport and Works Michael Lashley, two St. Philip MPs who represent the constituencies from where the girls came, pledged their moral support in this difficult time. A fifth young woman involved in the same accident remains hospitalized. Expressing grave concern that the current safe driving message is being lost on motorists, the general insurance industry is warning that it will make coverage more expensive or refuse to provide it altogether. President of the General Insurance Association of Barbados, Davis Brown, cautioned that if there is not a stop soon to the frequency of road deaths and the severity of injuries, premiums would have to go up.
If the trend continues, it will certainly bear a call for increased premiums for motorists on the road. The other concern is that the safe driving message that is being put out by various agencies don't seem to be taking hold because it's the number of accidents as well, not all serious, but the number of accidents that's happening on the roads daily. And, in our opinion, a lot of them can be avoided. People driving too close under each other and a lot of re-entry collisions and so forth that could be avoided in patients and so on. So safe driving habits need to be observed if indeed we're going to see an improvement in terms of what is happening out there on the road.
Brown noted that the spate of deaths and serious injuries was putting a financial burden on the insurance sector. As an example, he disclosed that the preliminary conservative estimates of death claims alone from the 4 young women who perished in the October 25th car crash on 2 Mile Hill stood at $2 million. However, he revealed that this figure was likely to skyrocket depending on the final disability claims from the 5th young woman in that accident who is still in hospital. Barbados has asked the Caribbean Court of Justice to dismiss a local convict's application to extend the time allowed for him to appeal his sentence and conviction. When the matter of Rohan Shastri Rambaran came up before the CCJ in Trinidad on Monday, this country's Director of Public Prosecutions, Charles Leacock QC, urged the judges to reject the application for leave to extend his appeal time. Leacock reminded the tribunal that the Barbados Court of Appeal had ruled in February 2015 that Rambaran was out of time. Leacock also argued that the appellant was now seeking to clarify whether in fact he was out of time. The DPP contended that Rambaran cannot seek to clarify when time runs out under Section 19(1) of the Criminal Appeal Act and then await the ruling before seeking to apply for extended time under Section 19(2) of the same Act. Leacock said this would lead to protracted litigation, no finality of judgments, and a waste of time, resources, and expenses. Barbados now awaits the CCJ's ruling on the matter. Management officials at the island state-owned oil company are this morning conceding that they could have mobilized resources in a more timely manner when a natural gas well ruptured recently and caused an environmental scare in communities surrounding its Woodbourne St. Philip headquarters. Technical manager at the Barbados National Oil Company, Mervyn Gordon, told Barbados Today that while much could not have been done differently regarding their approach to controlling the well, mobilizing resources could have been speedier. He also said officials learned a lesson on how they should deal with residents if a similar incident occurred. In sports, West Indies have reinstated Phil Simmons as head coach of their senior squad after he apologized for criticizing team selection. 52-year-old Simmons was in September suspended for questioning the continued omissions of Dwayne Bravo and Kieran Pollard. He issued a public apology to the West Indies Cricket Board. Simmons played 25 tests as an all-rounder for the West Indies between 1988 and 1997 and became head coach of their senior squads in March. Eldin Baptiste took over from Simmons for the current tour of Sri Lanka, with the West Indies losing both tests and all 3 one-day internationals before today's concluding 2020 match.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
Welcome back with news from the region now. There are allegations of a cover-up in the shooting death of a police officer at a station in Trinidad and Tobago. However, acting police commissioner has dismissed such claims, saying the chips will fall where they may if the death was found to be caused by criminal act.
Loved ones assembled at Gopi Trace Penal to say goodbye to Special Reserve Police Officer Govindra Ramroop. Constable Ramroop was laid to rest while there are still some unanswered questions about his death. The 25-year-old officer died after being shot at the Guapo police station last Thursday. Some family members have come out saying they are not convinced that it was an accidental killing. Acting Police Commissioner Stephen Williams is now dismissing talk about a possible cover-up in the officer's killing, saying an investigation by homicide officers is underway and that investigation should be wrapped up soon.
One of the things I could give you is the assurance is that the investigation will be conducted professionally. If there are culpability for the death, that culpability will be revealed from the investigation, and whatever action it is necessary under the law, we will take that action.
And finally, on the international scene, British Prime Minister David Cameron has outlined his 4 goals for reforming the UK's membership of the EU, including restrictions on benefits for people coming to the UK. He said Britain faced a huge decision in the in-out referendum promised before the end of 2017.
First, it's in all our interests for the Eurozone to have the right governance and structures to secure a successful currency for the long term. Britain understands that, and we won't stand in the way of those developments as long as we can be sure that there are mechanisms in place to ensure that our own interests are fully protected. Let me explain what I mean. There are today 2 sorts of members of the European Union. There are Euro members and non-Euro members. The changes which the Eurozone will need to implement will have profound implications for both types of member. So non-Euro members like Britain, which are outside the Eurozone, need certain safeguards in order to protect the single market and our ability to decide its rules, and to ensure that we face neither discrimination nor additional costs from the integration of the Eurozone. Because the European Union and the Eurozone are not the same thing. And those of us who are in the EU but outside the Eurozone need that accepted. We need a British model of membership that works for Britain and for any other non-Euro members.
And that's where we end our Barbados Today morning news update. However, you can join us again this afternoon Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune in to channel 101 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.